Keep a slight knee bend. Try and get the weight centered between your toes and your heel. What I want you to do is have empty arms, and you're going to use your torso to get your arms and your back. So you want one arm landing in the front, one arm landing in the back. And let them slow down naturally. What we're going to do now is we're going to bring our arms up, kind of like we're throwing snow into the air and back down. But as we go up, we're going to go onto our toes all the way around and then back. And then as you get more comfortable with this, you can pick up the pace. And let them slow down naturally. All right. Let's stand with our knees slightly bent again and start with rotating our head. And switch directions. And let's start moving our chest. Good morning to those who just joined. I know it's tempting to go outside and exercise instead of being inside, but thank you for sticking it out with me. And switch directions. All right, what we're gonna do this time is we're gonna go out and over and then come back. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna serve the food here, come around, serve the food this way. Serve the food and then back. So you're going up, over, and to the side. So if I'm going slow, it's kind of like pretend you're at a rave. You have glow sticks and you're going side to side. So you're serving and then you're switching. Okay, let's come back here. Let's put one foot in front of the other. You can either take your hand on the side of the leg that's back or the opposite side. You're just going to reach down the back of your leg, try and touch as far as you can, and then go back. If you want to push your shoulder back a little bit more, you give yourself a little bit extra range of motion, go ahead. Now let's switch directions. I'll switch sides rather, not directions. Let's do the same thing going down the back of the other leg. Okay, let's come back to the center. Feet back underneath us and let's get our hips going. So full hip circles. and switch. Let's bring our knees in just a little bit. We're gonna make circles with our knees as low as you can go comfortably. If you need to start high and then build low, that's totally fine as well. And I'll go a little bit lower. And switch directions. Let's come up, spread our feet a little bit more than hip width. What we're gonna do is keep your toes pointed out a little bit. You're gonna shift your weight towards one side so that your knee travels over your toes, and then come back. And then switch, knees over toes, and back and forth. If you think you can go a little bit wider here, you can. Just shift your weight forward and back. Well, forward as in towards the toe that's in the front. Let's go back and forth with that. Okay, from here, let's take one foot. So I'm gonna choose my left. I'm gonna step behind and down so that my knee is touching as as close to my foot as possible. So you're gonna sit kind of like in a thinker position. Then you're gonna come back up and switch. Try and get that knee down. If you have to hold on to something like a couch or a person, you can. Come back up. Let's do that a couple times. If you can't go all the way down and this is as far as you can go, that's also fine. But try and see how far you can actually get down. What you really want to feel here is a little bit of pressure on your big toe in the back. Okay, let's come up. If you need to put something underneath your feet for a squat, go ahead. Otherwise, let's go down into a squat. What you're gonna do is take your hands, place them in front of you, lift your butt up towards the ceiling, and then back down. Last one, hold for a little bit. And sit back into a squat if you can. If you need a break, go ahead. What we're gonna do is you're gonna take one hand, grab the opposite ankle, or place it in front. And now we're gonna rotate up towards the ceiling and back down. It is hot in my apartment. Whew. Now let's switch sides. Up towards the ceiling and back down. If you need to rest for your squat, you can put your hands down and sit for a second. If you don't, what we're gonna go into now is bringing your knee forward over your toes, trying to touch the floor if you can, and coming back. And you're staying on the same level with your chest the whole time. I'm trying my best not to bounce up and down. Welcome to those who've just joined. From now on, I'm gonna do my best to upload these exercise videos to YouTube, to my YouTube channel by the end of today. I actually have a busy day planned, believe it or not, even during quarantine, so I'll do my best to get it up today, but definitely by tomorrow. All right, let's come back. Let's put our hands behind us, have a seat. Good. Let's take our knees and drop them down towards the floor. If this is comfortable, start to take the hands away. After this next one, we're going to stay here. Bring the chest down towards your knee, pulse up and down. If you're better than me with your hip mobility, you can take your hands away from the floor and pulse this way. Let's switch sides. Same thing, up and down, pulse. Let's go back here. I'll go this way so everyone can see. We're going to do a couple crab reaches to start. So crab reach, if this is your first time joining us, you're going to lift up your hips like so and reach your arm across towards the side with the arm on the floor and then back down. The key here is you don't want your arms to be too far back because then you'll lose your balance. So get your arms close to you and push into your shoulders, into your hand and your heels. And let's come back down. From here, let's try something a little bit different. Lift your hips up. So same position, crab walk position. Lift your hips up, lift one leg and hold. And switch. Seems like my street's getting a little bit more live right now. Probably because it's a nice day out. And relax. Whew. Everyone still with me so far? Take that as a yes. All right, so let's go into our shin box position now. So shin box is 1 foot in front of the other thigh. Stay up nice and tall, all the way up and down. If you need a little bit more of a challenge, you can twist towards the front knee and then twist towards the back knee. If you need to use your hands to get up and down, you may. I've just been doing these for a while, so for me, I don't need my hands. Now let's switch sides. Up and down. Oof. Okay, from here, let's pick a foot to go forward. So I'll start here. Take your hands, place them down inside of the knee that's forward, and just start by rocking back and forth. From here, you could either lift the rear knee or keep it on the floor. You're gonna let your front knee and foot go out towards the side and then back. So you're trying to do this actively. But only move as much as you're, or as little as you're comfortable. And switch sides. Rock back and forth. All right, come off the ground a little bit if you want to. Let your knee and your foot drop out to the side and back. If you want to give it a little bit extra, you can push down on it, but only if you're comfortable. All right, everyone come down. I'll flip sideways so you can see. Let's go into a downward dog. And what you're gonna do is drop one heel at a time. Feel a stretch in the back of your calves. I'll switch again. Let's go into a tall plank position here. So a tall plank, knees straight, feet on the floor. Spread your feet apart a little bit. Take one hand, touch the opposite shoulder. I should probably do it this way, like so. Okay, everyone come down, take a break. The next two movements are really gonna get you sweating. If you don't live in an apartment like me and you need some extra incentive to sweat, this is definitely gonna be for you. I'm already sweating just because I have a lot of sun exposure and no air conditioning right now. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go into a beast plank, so hands and feet. We're gonna do 2 steps to each side, crawling back and forth. When you crawl, it's the opposite foot, opposite hand. And relax, good. From here, let's go on to our stomachs. Arch up, look over one shoulder, and then switch. Allow your hips to go as you turn. From here, let's go all the way flat, arms out to the side. What you're gonna do is kick one leg over without lifting your arm. So keep your arm here, kick over and back. And switch sides. Back and forth. It's called a scorpion stretch. I have to make sure not to knock over my garbage can. Okay, from here, think it would be a good time for us to go onto our sides. So I'm choosing my left side, which means my right leg is going to cross over. I'll take my right hand, put it over my head, and I'm basically going to paint a circle backward towards my butt and then back. As always, if you don't understand what I'm doing, please ask questions in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to assume that you guys are all crushing it. And hold this last one. Okay, let's go onto our elbow and knees for a modified side plank. So you're going to lift your hips up. You can either do this on the top leg, clamshell, or lift up and down like so. But what you're doing is making sure that this hip does not drop. And now let's switch to the straight legs. If you need to stick with your knees bent, that's fine. Otherwise, let's go straight legs up and down into a pulse. Come down, let's go on the other side and repeat this sequence. Now my left arm is over my head and I'm drawing circles, letting your ribs open up and back. Hold it for a little bit. And let's go onto our elbow and knees. And let's lift up and open, whatever you choose. Let's drop, straighten your legs. Let's do some pulses. And let's switch onto our backs. I think I'm going to challenge you guys a little bit today with this. Let's go onto our backs. You can either have your knees here or all the way out. I'll demonstrate both ways. So put your hands at your sides. As you do this, as you lower your leg, I want you to exhale and then bring it back up. And you're going to alternate sides, either from having your knees bent or your knees straight. And let's take a break. Next thing we're going to do is a little bit harder. So we're going to start here. You're either going to hold it here or out here, or if you really want to challenge yourself, all the way down here, and you're just going to hold it. And drop. And that one always gets me. Whew. All right. So I think we're going to try a couple new other things. Let's everyone get into, we're going to start building ourselves back up. Let's put our foot forward. So one foot forward, the other one on the ground. Really curl your toes in the back. For this one, You're going to start from the ground. You're going to lift up just a little bit and then back down. Up just a little bit, back down. Up just a little bit and back down. Up and down at your own pace. If you need to hold on to something, you can. And switch sides. We're gonna do the same thing on this leg, up and down. This time, come all the way up and stay up. We're gonna shift our weight to one side, so stand on one leg. You're gonna reach down with the opposite arm and come back up. I'll do it from the side so everyone can see. You can decide whether to keep your knees straight or locked depending on what you can tolerate. You're gonna go down only as far as you can without wobbling all over the place. A little wobble is fine, but I don't want you guys to fall over. I'd rather you do shorter range of motion and maintain your balance. All right, let's switch to the other side. If you have to put your foot down to restabilize, you can. Let's come together. Bring your arms together all the way up. Lean backward. Tilt over to one side, to the other side. Come down, hug yourself, rock. Bring it all the way up and over. Side to side. Come down, rock. All the way up and over. Side to side. Bring it down. Rock side to side. Come up. Take your hands, shake them out. So with your hands, what you're going to do now, show your palms, flip them over. Show your palms, flip them over. And try and pick up the speed over time. Kind of like you're conducting an orchestra. Okay, shake it out. Take your fingers, interlace them. Close your fists, bring your forearms together. Rotate forward. And opposite direction. Take it and slide it up one finger space. Fold down, rotate again. And switch. And give yourselves a round of applause and gratitude from me for being here on a beautiful